Hello.
Hello.
I know I'm recording. I'm not going to check. I know I'm recording. I'm not going to check. So, couldn't check even if I wanted to. Okay. Yes, we're in South America this time.
Gesundheit.
Hmm. Yes, um, there's a puma, but it's a long way away, so I'm not going to bother.
Nike. Puma.
Uh,
Nike. Puma.
mm.
Shall we get into the big topic? Because it's going to be a big topic, so we
Yes,
might as well get it.
I need new
Long live the
shoes.
king.
Oh, okay.
Long live the king.
Are we not going to talk about the fact I need new shoes?
No, I don't give a fuck about you and your new shoes. I need new trainers, so what?
Well, I have to walk through the wet grass, you see, because I live in the middle of nowhere. I need to walk to the other village to get. I've stumbled upon a. Oh, I've accidentally done a thing. Okay. Um.
You found a shooting range.
Yeah. Yeah. I need new shoes.
Okay.
They're completely falling apart. The bottom's gone, and oh, I can't be fucked with this. Yeah. So I'm definitely gonna have to buy more online because it's gotten to the point where it was raining really heavily yesterday. I had to walk
Mm.
home in the rain, and they got a bit waterlogged, you see, and my feet were soaking, and now they squeak. When I walk, it sounds like two mice having sex. I don't like it.
I wouldn't even know what a mouse having sex sounds like,
You
so.
liar.
Nope. Honestly, don't.
Well, it sounds like my shoes.
Okay.
Anyway,
Well,
what were you
I'm not in
talking
any hurry
about?
to. Oh, nothing important.
All right.
Nothing that matters. I've heard the king's got cancer.
Oh, that. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He went into the hospital for a routine prostate thing, I think.
Yeah.
And
Because he had an enlarged prostate, I think it
yeah,
was.
they found he had cancer, which they stressed was not prostate cancer. It could
Hmm.
be bowel or God knows what. Um, but yeah. Yep.
He's coming or come over to say hi.
Yeah, Harry came over. There's talk of a regency, um, which I guess would be a council headed by William, no doubt. Maybe other
Mm.
members of the royal family, perhaps Prince Edward, Princess Anne,
Not,
of
not
course.
Andy. We all
No,
know that much.
no. Um, People have been suggesting he might abdicate. I highly fucking doubt it.
This is he's got taken all this time to get the job,
I know.
and then a year into it, he's got bloody
I
cancer and
know.
can't.
He must. Oh, for fuck. Yeah, it's a bit like that. But people were joking. I think he'd met Liz Truss,
Yes,
and
I've heard.
Liz Truss struck again.
I mean, to be fair, if it does kill him, maybe we should ask her questions. She hasn't got. She doesn't make a cup of tea with him, did she? She hasn't got polonium.
Is she that incompetent? Is that what it is?
She's maybe she's like a reverse Johnny English or something, where she's a bumbling fool and it doesn't go to plan in the end.
Some weird Death Note scenario.
Yeah. Today I'm going to meet the king. Oh no.
His star sign is Cancer. I don't know whether that's true.
Oh, let's have a look, shall we? What is King Charlie's? What is King Charlie's star sign? Scorpio.
Mm. Hmm.
It makes him an intense Scorpio sun with a grounded Taurus moon and a regal Leo ascendant. Whatever any of those words mean.
It's just bollocks. You could apply. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could spin it in such a way that it would apply to anybody.
A royal birthday. Oh no, because does he have two birthdays?
Yeah,
When's the second birthday?
I don't know. There's like an official, but I don't know what the difference is.
Well, 10th of June. 10th of June is Gemini.
Uh,
So no, he's not. He's not a Cancer. But yeah, no, ass cancer is definitely something that ruins your day.
Yeah, it's not great. I mean, I don't
And
like the
we should
monarchy.
assume it's probably ass cancer, right?
Maybe it might just be.
There is one on the left I saw. No, no, not that far to the left.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know. I
yeah,
saw that one. Yeah.
well, shoot it then. It'll run away.
Okay.
I've. Have you got more you want to talk about royal cancer or?
Well, no, for for the biggest news story of of a while, it's not something I have a great deal to say on.
No, mate, no,
He's
the
got
remiss of us not to mention it. So
he'll have access to the best healthcare in the world.
yes, he's not going to be being seen by the
You
NHS, is
know,
he?
there's no
He's not
waiting
going to be on an
list.
NHS waiting list for it.
I suspect his odds are pretty good.
Apparently, it was caught early, according to Cena.
Yeah. So
Seems like the kind of medical information we shouldn't be getting told by him. But
well, it's a matter of state, isn't it?
yeah, but it still shouldn't be coming from him. It should be coming from like an official Buckingham Palace channel, surely.
Uh,
If I had cancer, right, I wouldn't expect my neighbour to tell you. I would hope that either I or someone on my behalf that I've specifically, it's like specifically meant to give you information,
yeah.
would tell you. And I would not say that the Prime Minister is that person for the Royals.
I mean, he.
I'd rather Nicholas Winchell tell us.
I mean, he is their prime minister.
Well, so they say. Anyway, I've been playing a shooting game recently as well. A
Right.
new one.
What is it?
Would you like to hear more?
Yeah, go on.
It's called Hell Let Loose. Have you heard
Oh,
of this game?
for fuck's sake. No, I haven't.
It's a somewhat realistic World War II shooter.
Okay.
And I'm not very good, but I did, whilst waiting for you tonight, have a quick go and make sure that my microphone was working because I hadn't had the microphone working, and you kind of need it. And I was having a very good game. I had to stop partway through because it crashed. It's annoying. But I had a neutral kill death ratio, which, if you're playing Hell Let Loose, isn't really something you need to concentrate on because it's not about kills, it's about objectives. But you achieve the objectives by getting the kills. So clear the area out so you can take the stuff. But it's quite a fun game, very difficult. It doesn't tell you if you killed someone. Like, there's no pop-up or anything like in most shooters. You'd have to sort of have to watch them drop to the ground. And you get squads and stuff. I was having a lot of fun with it. And I have been having a lot of fun with it. And some of the lads play it as well.
What do you have to do?
Well, you are on either an Allied or Axis team. And there are two main game modes that I've experienced. One of them is Warfare, where you have 5 command points on the map. And the objective is to take over all the commander points.
Like Battlefront 2.
Sort of, yeah. Or alternatively, there is an offensive defensive mode where one team is pushing and the other team is defending.
Fucking lavender, I can't.
And you've got like the warfare ones last an hour and a half. Like, no matter what, either someone takes over the whole map or the game lasts an hour and a half. And the other mode, there is a half-hour timer which resets if the attacking team take an objective. So it could be 2.5 hours because there's 5 of them. Or maybe it's 2 hours because there's 4. I don't know. Either way, it's tough. It's fun.
Well, good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Someone I work with is playing Cyberpunk. He told me they've got 5 of the endings.
Oh, I don't even know how many endings I've done.
They went to Mexico in one of them.
Yeah, that's the Pan Am ending with the Nomads. That's the one I did first.
Uh, but
Good game. I enjoy it. Speaking of good games,
yeah,
Spec Ops for Lime. You've heard of that game, haven't you?
yes, that's I've seen Yancey Crowshaw's review of it. It's
Yes.
a harrowing take on modern warfare.
Yes. That game has been delisted from Steam.
Right?
You
Why?
can't currently buy it on Steam.
Is it because of Israel?
Uh, I it hasn't been publicly, or at least last I saw, it hadn't been publicly made aware as to why.
Really?
But speculation is that there's some music in it that there was an issue with, and they've done nothing right, so they're going to sort it out. Because that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
Could well be a Middle East issue.
maybe shit's kicking off.
It is a good game. I've considered playing it for this actually.
Apparently, we're closer to war than we have been in a long while.
I'm not surprised by that.
So yeah.
Are you surprised by that?
Uh, no, not particularly. Not particularly. No. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
But so there's. I had a bit of a scare this morning on the drive back from the school run.
Was there blood in your stool?
Nope.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
I
whose stool did I put blood in then?
wasn't mine. I very briefly thought that John Williams had died.
Oh, did they do that thing where it's like the celebrated composer?
They were talking about his music and what their favourite tracks of his were.
Yeah.
Like tracks doesn't really feel like a appropriate word, but you know what I mean.
Favorite
You know,
pieces, yeah.
they did the Jurassic Park theme, the
Oh,
ET theme, and the Imperial March, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
were doing these things. And I thought, oh, hang on a minute, he's not died, has he? I've not seen a BBC News alert.
He's getting on
Turns
in
out it's
his
his,
90s.
turns out it's his birthday today.
Well, happy birthday, John Williams.
Yeah. What's your favourite of the John
I
Williams
was going to
music that you
ask
can
you
think
that.
of?
Well, obviously I love Jurassic Park.
Hmm,
The Indiana Jones theme is fucking great.
it is.
Honestly, I think the Jaws theme.
Yeah. Also,
Well, I mean, if we're really honest, there are two things that make Jaws such a classic film. The first is the fact that they couldn't get the animatronic to work, so you hardly ever see it. And the second is John Williams' score. If that animatronic had worked, Jaws would just be regarded as a very, very competent animal attack film. And Steven Spielberg
well,
would have got his break somewhere else, but it wouldn't have been from Jaws. Yeah, it's very simple. It's very effective, and it gave me thalassophobia. So well
it's,
done, John Williams, for
they were
that.
talking about that a lot on No One Wanted to Go in the Water.
Yeah. Well, I suppose
And
it's. I mean, that's a very human fear anyway. Just shit you can't see, isn't it? There's fucking monsters in the water. Don't go in there.
I mean, I'm such a basic bitch with it, but I'm very, very, very fond of Jewel of the Fates.
Yeah,
Like, I think it is a wonderful piece of
I
music.
am
It is
too.
one that in my head, but then again, all these other tracks that we've mentioned are wonderful pieces of music.
Yeah,
Like,
they're all
there's not a
great.
single one that we wouldn't think is a good piece.
Yeah,
I
movie
I am
music
also
master.
Of all of them, he's up there, isn't he? If he's not the best, he is in the top three,
Oh,
and I would say
probably.
he is probably
I
the
mean, John
best.
Barry was great. I mean, the James Bond theme was fucking perfect.
Elfman did some good stuff.
Yeah, yeah, that Zimmer chap.
Zimmerman,
Yeah,
yeah. So we've got some. I quite like the Binary Sunset theme as well,
Oh, I love that one too.
which I think is, as far as people mentioning Star Wars music, doesn't get enough mention.
Yeah, it is just a beautiful. Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of music. I love it
Yeah,
too.
it's very contemplative.
Yes, that's a
Um,
yes, that's a good. Yeah, it does feel. I mean, it feels very much like sitting outside on a summer, watching the sunset and having a good old think.
mm, and ideally, there'd be two sunsets.
Mm.
So yeah, no, I very briefly thought that John Williams had died, and I panicked. Not panicked, but like it was like you know, I've not known a life without John Williams in it. Not like in my life, but you
Well,
know
you
what I
didn't
mean.
know a life without the Queen in it. You couldn't give two shits when she died.
Yeah, but the Queen hadn't in any way emotionally
Well,
touched me.
yeah. I mean, yeah, her movie soundtracks were not nearly well reviewed, were they?
They really weren't. You know, what was she trying to do? Introducing a bass line every time.
I, I don't know.
This reminds me, actually. We talked last week about Billy Joel's new track.
Billy Joel, yes,
Billy Joel, uh, William Joel.
yes. Stop running
He,
away from me.
I, I have written my review of it.
What do you make of it?
Yeah, I generally liked it. I think it's very much a combination of this is a relationship that I want to fix, but maybe I've left it too long, and
Yes.
I've taken a long break from my career and I'm coming back. Don't hate me. Maybe not
Yeah,
don't hate
I
me,
didn't
but
pick
like
up on that. I definitely picked up on the relationship
there was
stuff. Like this thing is probably, I'm willing to make an effort at this, but it's probably too late.
it's 17 years since his last new music.
Hmm.
So it's been a long time.
He's done well. There are three pieces of his I really like. Do you know which
Only three.
ones they are?
We have talked about them previously, and I can't remember what they were because I listed like five and I got one of them right,
Yeah.
and then I got the other one right afterwards.
Well, like we didn't
Uh,
start the fire, obviously.
yeah, naturally. Always a woman.
I like that one too. Okay. Piano Man
Piano Man.
and
Yeah,
Uptown Girl.
Uptown Girl.
La,
You see,
da, da,
I know so many of his tracks, and I love so many of his
da,
tracks. Um, and he is a musician that has got talent, and I don't think enough people in modern music discussion, and I suppose you could argue he's not modern music other than this one track, but when you talk about the great musicians of the day, very few people I know would ever think of mentioning him, and
mm,
he's one of the best selling musicians of all time. You know, it doesn't. I think he was like the sixth best selling musician of all time or something.
mm,
Let me double check because I saw it whilst I was
mm,
Billy Joel, William Martin Joel. So, yes. So why is it like that? 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's a bit further down with this one I thought.
Well, I'll have a 50. Oh, I can get it. I can get it. Let me forward a little bit more.
Oh, so that's it. He's the fourth best-selling solo artist in the United States.
Mm.
Is that's what I must have read. So I mean, that's still a fucking massive achievement, you know. And he released a lot of tracks, a lot of really good ones. Um, the thing, the thing that really struck me from it is there's uh, this feels like a line or a few lines designed to fit in with the coming back to his career
Yeah.
set, and a sort of comment on old fans and new fans. And it's maybe you love me, maybe you don't, maybe you'll learn to, maybe you won't.
Mm.
And that to me is like, as someone who likes music, I do love his music, right?
Yeah.
But there are people out there who don't,
Yeah.
and there are people who will be only introduced to his music now because of his track, who will learn to or won't, right?
Yeah.
And it's sort of something that felt more strongly like a comment on that than it did a romantic relationship to me.
How did I not? Well, have I not even? Uh,
But no, I
yeah.
understand.
I mean, as I say, I got the romantic part of it, but I've never been really very good at reading music in that way.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, it's some of it you do with practice, and obviously I've written a lot of music reviews in my time,
yeah.
and I'm very big on knowing the words. And I was talking to my son actually recently about how just because you just because a song has a happy music to it doesn't necessarily mean that it is a happy song, because it might be
Yeah.
contrasting.
Could
Um,
you give an example of that?
well, I always thought that Where's Your Mama Gone by whoever that
Where's
was.
your mama? Where's your mama?
That sounds like quite a cheerful song, right? From the tune and the way it's sang, but actually it's about child abandonment
Yeah. Look at the fucking hell. I didn't.
every time.
4 flesh wounds. I was aiming for the. I wasn't massively
We're
off.
pretty close.
Hmm. Yeah. Mm.
Mm. Speaking of other musicians,
Hmm.
there is there's been a lot of talk about Taylor Swift lately.
Yes, I was thinking. As soon as you mentioned musicians, I thought, oh, I think I'll mention that thing about Taylor Swift. You want to expand on
Which,
this?
well, there's a couple of things. Which one were you thinking?
The AI.
That's not either of the two things I was thinking of. Go on.
Okay, well, Taylor Swift is currently dating some chap who's in the NFL, I believe. He's an American football player. I don't know whether he's in the NFL or whether he's just a guy, but he does football.
He's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Mm. And someone has put together AI photos of her in sexually compromising positions, which naturally she is objected to. I think she's suing. This could prove to be a landmark case against, perverts everywhere, because AI makes it possible now,
Mm.
to make those sort of images of basically anybody. If you have a photo of someone and
You can do stuff with it.
a
Yeah,
good enough AI
doesn't even need
software,
to be good. To be
yeah,
honest with you, you could do it manually with Photoshop if you know what you're doing.
mm,
No, that's not to indicate that I know what I'm doing, but
well,
it's not even difficult to know what you're doing.
I mean, it's very concerning because even if you don't publish these photos, they could still have them for their private use. And if you're a high-profile woman,
Hmm?
that must be a little disconcerting. Not the
Yeah.
variations of that sort of thing. I mean, cruder variations in older times.
Hmm.
Sticking someone's head over a picture, and when Photoshop came out, that was obviously the thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, Christ, even Mark Corrigan did it.
mm,
Took a picture of Sophie out his wallet and put it in a magazine so he could jerk off.
mm. Corfu '06.
That was just Dobby's Facebook pictures,
Well,
but
I
she really should take them down.
yes, you probably should.
No, that wasn't the thing that I'd heard.
It's weird that Dobby
I'd
hung
heard.
out with Gerard after being told that.
Well,
Maybe he convinced her it wasn't true. Maybe she just thought, fuck it, why not? Poor Gerard died of the flu. Tube up his
so
nose, man with a
Gerard.
tube up his nose.
There was a video I saw on TikTok earlier, and I mean
He's
I know
my
it's all bullshit,
elephant
right?
man. I need my elephant man. Sorry, go on.
And I know it's all bullshit, right? But what they do is they these videos they take all 12 months of a year, and as your month, your birth month is whatever on it is. So it might be this your birth month is your spirit animal, or your birth month
Yeah,
is your sandwich type,
congratulations.
or
You're Tyrion Lannister.
yeah, exactly. It was Peep Show characters
Oh, yeah.
that one I saw, and obviously I'm May and you're May. Which character do you think we were according to Thingy?
Big Sue's.
We were exactly Big Sue's.
The
Shit, the microphone just fell.
fuck was that?
I just said my microphone just
I
fell.
know, that sounded like.
It fell. It fell off the desk.
Alright, be careful. Don't drop me.
Anyway, typically speaking, whenever I see these, I'm watching with my partner,
Look at
and
that.
she has better. She has better results than I do, even though it's all completely non-existent and bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Her ones are always better than mine. So I make a point of going to hers, and you guess which character she had?
Dobby.
Nope, that was October.
Oh.
And she's a November.
Alan Johnson.
Nope. One last guess.
Um, Jez.
Oh, so close.
Marg.
Jeff.
Oh.
So I beat her. I beat her at one. Because I'd rather be Big Susan than be Jeff.
Well, Big Sue's has a bit of money, isn't she?
And, you know, she is an attractive woman as well.
And her sister is Claudia Winkleman. Got fringe.
Oh, okay.
And she's married to the royal family. And her mother-in-law is Princess Pushy herself, Princess Margaret of Kent, who is objectively the worst royal, and yes, I will fight you on that. Yes,
Okay.
even
You
worse
don't
than
need to fight
Andrew.
me. You don't need to fight me. I'm
No,
not going to
no.
argue. I don't know any of the shit.
Probably not worse than Andrew.
So Taylor Swift again, because we digressed quite a bit.
Yeah.
The other two Taylor Swift things I heard are apparently she's been the most polluting public figure in private planes.
I buy it.
But yeah, I mean there was some website.
That's a
showed,
crowded field as well.
It really is. But her tour won't have helped. But also, she is apparently going to try and fly back for the Super Bowl, despite doing a show in Japan the day before. She's going to apparently try and be back because her partner that she's seeing is playing, and that's nice. But a lot of people are kicking off because occasionally they'll show footage of her whilst she's at the games that she's at. Right, the camera will be on her for a little while. And someone did a study or a check or analysed it or whatever. Apparently, she is on screen for 0.46% of the time.
That's still more than everybody else individually.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you have famous people at these things, they're going to be on there, aren't they? And she is objectively one of the most famous people in the world right now. You know. 0.46 is a relatively small amount of time in the grand scheme of things.
Well, yeah.
And when you consider all the time in between plays in American football, have you ever seen an American football match?
I have not.
I watched the Super Bowl a couple of years back, probably like 7 years ago now, actually. And I got so bored in between the plays because they run for a bit, they stop, they all huddle up for a few minutes, and then they carry on again. Right, and it takes fucking forever.
It's not like rugger.
There's more time standing still than it is actually playing the fucking sport, and I'm sure that's a factual thing. That's not a, you know.
I don't even think I got a decent enough shot off that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think if I was ever going to like a sport, it would be rugby. It's just rough and tumble and scrums and rooks and.
I already like my one sport, so
yeah.
Badminton.
I'm not even going to bother.
Yeah, you didn't even hit an organ.
No. See, the trick to this game is to wait, is to you know softly catch your monkey.
Just like Hell Let Loose.
Yeah.
If you run in, you die, basically.
You should play it safe. Don't fire unless you're close enough to really get something, and go slowly.
That's the point. I was playing earlier very briefly. I was a squad leader because there was a shortage of players, and I had to be a squad leader to be able to play.
Oh, it's online, is it?
Oh yeah, it's online with real people.
All right.
And I got my binoculars out. I managed to climb to the top of a like a water silo thing, and I was calling out targets.
Mm.
So guys that were approaching from the
Lovely.
enemy lines. And
What's
I
the
was,
other Taylor Swift bit of news? Because you had
that's it.
two.
That's both.
Which
The
what?
the emissions and when they're
Oh
trying
right.
to go to the Super Bowl.
Well, she's always on telly.
Yeah, apparently.
I want a fucking puma. I haven't killed a puma. That's not going to bring me a puma.
Apparently, it's Chinese New Year soon as well.
Mm. Oh, my Chinese restaurant delivered to me.
Your
Again,
normal one.
yeah, they said they'd been closed for 2 weeks on a
Oh,
Thursday. I don't know why. But yeah, we're back up and running now.
okay.
So yeah, and I changed my order slightly, and it's ever so slightly cheaper. It was like £4 cheaper actually.
Did you take my suggestion?
What was your suggestion? Oh no,
Yeah.
I didn't get the set menu set thing. I I just got one less Coke.
Okay.
And got chow mein instead of yum yum chicken,
Hmm.
which I may change back. Who knows?
Yeah, it's up to you, isn't it? Yeah, Chinese New Year soon, apparently.
What year
It will
is
be
it?
the year. It will be the year of the dragon,
Lovely.
apparently. Hmm. So there is a rather famous local event.
Oh, is this the local news you mentioned?
Yes.
Yeah.
And without giving too much detail to other people, basically, there's a big parade about flowers,
Hmm.
and it stopped for a little while, and then it came back again.
Yes,
And because we're sorry, go on.
I heard talk of the Flower Queen.
Yes, there is a ceremonial queen.
We
Uh,
sacrifice her at the end of the parade to ensure a good harvest.
yes, and we invoke the
And a
spirit of Christopher
Tory
Lee.
a Tory election win. That's what they do it for.
Yep, bountiful voting results, um, and placating the masses just one more term.
Mm.
It's depressing, isn't it?
Yes.
There has been controversy. I'm assuming you have therefore heard of this controversy.
I don't know. Is she like? Is she Asian?
She hasn't been determined yet.
Okay.
There are still only finalists. And the controversy is that it might not necessarily be a she.
Oh my fucking Christ.
There is an older gentleman, 50s, 60s sort of age,
Huh.
who has applied and made it to the final.
Right. Is this a joke candidate or?
As far as I can tell, it's completely serious.
Okay, this gentleman would like to be the Flower Queen.
Yes,
Okay. Well, they've got my vote.
because apparently there's nothing in the rules that specifies it has to be a woman.
That sounds like someone taking the piss, not gonna lie.
Well, apparently it has been always technically open to women, to men, or whatever gender, because it's not just a two party system, is it?
No.
But yeah, apparently
Though
it's
it
always
isn't this.
been open.
Well, it's not a two-party system in this country. It's a fucking one-party system, innit? I've
It
got you.
it
Although you're
has not
fucking miles away.
it has not always been a two gender situation. Um,
Oh,
and
you.
apparently there's a bloke who is trying to win, and I swear to God, 75% of the comments I've seen about it are people getting shitty about it.
Uh,
Well, we all know who's won, don't we? Bloody woke leftist idealism.
I don't know. When you say that, that sort of sounds like a piss take rather than, you know, a a political stance or anything.
Well, I just think it's an interesting piece of news, and I look forward
Mm.
to reporting back on what happened because I am going to sort of try and follow it, and I no doubt we'll find out what happened. Um,
I don't think sacrificing him will bring about a bountiful harvest. I think it does need to be a young woman.
Even then, young isn't necessarily the. Some of the candidates are. Some of the finalists are older than we are, Ben.
It's obscene.
Pardon?
That's obscene.
Like that's like that's
You know
not
what?
normal, is it?
I've lost this fucking thing. I just
My
want
uh,
to shoot a
my
fucking cat.
pa- my partner tried to be a flower queen once.
Did she?
She didn't manage it. Apparently, I've heard the story a few times, but she reckons that rather than actually letting her talk about the stuff she wanted to talk about when they were doing the interview stage, there was a lot of focus on her breasts
Yeah.
because they were quite ample.
Right.
She has an ample bosom.
Okay. Does she?
She does indeed.
Okay. Like
One
a
large left it, one large right it.
like a I don't know, a tavern wench.
Yeah, and to be fair, she loves a pub, so yeah, absolutely. That's much more apt than you could possibly imagine, Ben.
Right.
She's a tavern wench. Congratulations. Maybe if I can convince her to dress as one, I might finally get her into D&D.
Oh, what pervy thing does that stand for?
Dicks and Dickin.
Okay. All right.
Look, we all know it's Dungeons and Dragons. The question is, where are the dungeons and what kind of
I'm
dragons?
just wondering whether I can hang myself from a virtual tree.
Absolutely.
Pretty sure I can't. Da 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 do.
Honestly, you know you'd bring half of the stuff on yourself, you know. We're getting through my topic, so I hope you've got something in the bag. I've only got 3 left.
Hmm. Well,
Because I don't really feel like you're engaging with mine as much as normal.
sorry.
I don't think you're engaging with me topics as much as normal.
Really?
Yeah,
I think you'll find I added something to that. I've added something to the last one. I added something to the Taylor Swift one.
but you did add something to the Taylor Swift one. I would definitely give that.
Well, we talked a bit about the last topic as well. I think you're full of it.
Well, full of what?
Shit.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Think about the phone book.
Sorry.
Do you ever think about the phone book?
No, I remember we had. I remember we had one when I was a kid. But
Conceptually, oh, sorry. Conceptually, it's quite a ridiculous and quite not at all appropriate by modern standards thing, is it? The idea that there'd be a book that
with a
anyone could get hold of that would have your phone number and your address in it.
well, it's a
Your name, phone number, and
rather
address.
quaint idea. I mean, it didn't have everybody. I mean, everybody local within reason.
Still, I mean, it's not the sort of thing that you'd. These days, you wouldn't get away with it, would you?
I mean, truth be told, I only really remember it having like businesses in it.
You're thinking of the Yellow Pages.
Uh,
Before that, I think there was others that had just people in it, and
yeah, you
that's
just
how we find the people in Shadows of Doubt, right? I
Yeah,
know that's supposed to be
that's how Marty found Doc Brown in Back to the Future.
exactly. You know, there is.
In the documentary Back to the Future.
Yes, absolutely. It's a shame that they got their future predictions wrong, but they can't all be perfect, can they? Which one's your favourite of those three?
The first one.
Which one's your least favourite?
The third one.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Why do you prefer the second one to the third one?
I haven't seen the second one.
Oh, okay. Well then,
I've seen bits and pieces of it. The reason, well, I don't really like the third one anyway, because I don't really like Wild West as a setting. I don't really like
oh,
cowboys. I've never really been able to get into it. The first one I think is as near to perfect as possible. A bizarre amount of swearing in that film.
hmm.
I went through it once and I counted all the swear words, and I mean, it came to a lot, certainly a lot more than I expected. Um, yeah. What's your favourite?
Probably the first one.
What's your least favourite?
Probably the second one.
Uh, why'd you like
Second one plays fast and loose with time travel rules, and it's not.
Oh, well, you can't really bring. Well, I suppose it's the rules that it establishes within its own universe.
Well, no, but the trouble is, like this is the most ridiculous part of it. I would say.
Mm.
I'm assuming you know the basic plot to the second one.
Uh, Something's got to be done about your kids. To go to the future, he steals and now a sports almanac and takes it back in time. Biff gets it. Biff becomes rich. He's got to take it back from Biff to stop Biff becoming rich, his father being killed, and his mother turning into a lush.
Basically, yeah, that's roughly just what happens. Yeah, but the thing is, Biff goes back in time, right,
Mhm.
to give the almanac to young Biff.
Mhm.
He then goes back to the future he came from, having already given Biff, young Biff, the almanac. That future should not exist.
Well, yeah.
And the second he gave him the almanac,
I
that
think,
that future no longer existed, and yet he went back into that future.
yeah. Well, back to that future. I, I, I don't know. Maybe Doc Brown accidentally invented a paradox machine. You know.
Perhaps, but the point is, it doesn't like every little thing that we see happen. Well, not every little thing, because I mean, there's only three time travel events in the original, isn't
Mm.
there? We see Einstein go through him, and we see Marty go back, and then we see Marty go forwards.
Uh-huh.
But there is no. We know he has changed the timeline. Like that's it. He doesn't go back to his old timeline. He has changed the timeline, which implies that there's a period of time between you making the decision and the impact of that decision actually changing anything. That's what that implies there.
What do you
If
mean?
you are quick enough to make your decision to make whatever
Which
changes,
decision? Which change?
well, that's the thing. Like all of what Marty did had an impact, right?
Yeah.
Because like the second he went back, he crashed into a pine tree, which changed the Twin Pines Mall into the Lone Pine Mall that had been built on the site there. Like it was famously there were two pines. It was a Twin Pine Mall.
Uh,
He crashed through one. It no longer was there, and when he comes back, it's the Lone Pine Mall. So
I never
that
noticed that.
happens.
Well, I may have noticed that.
It's whatever silly little things that you whenever you see bloody articles about all things you might have missed from such and such. That's one of the things that comes up a lot.
Mm.
Because I am sometimes genuinely interested by those articles because I like
Mm.
to know things. I like to see things. It's like, oh yeah, that's clever.
Mm.
One comes up. So like that's a thing that happened immediately. But he was in 1955 for like a week or something, wasn't he?
Mm.
So maybe that's the thing. But Biff, when he went back, was only back in time long enough to find himself, give him the almanac, and then leave again,
Mm.
which presumably was a short enough period of time that the change didn't have effect.
Mm.
But obviously, it should have always had an effect.
Yeah. I
It's just
think you
ridiculous.
need
It's
to
thing.
calm down.
I just think if you're gonna set some rules, you just stick to them.
It's just a move, man.
And if you're gonna change them, you should at least explain them. I love the films. I do. I like all three. I prefer the second one the least. And that is most of the reason why. At least number three is at least consistent with its. Hey, we got to go back. Oh, now we got to go forwards.
As long as we can both agree that the first one is great.
Yeah. They filmed the second and third back to back.
Do you know they asked? You almost certainly do. They asked Ronald Reagan if he wanted to play the mayor in the third one, and he was very tempted. But they said no. The Secret Service or something. He said no, best not.
No, I did not know that. That's news to me.
Hello. Ah.
Hey, I'm walking here. Don't know. It's struggling, isn't it? Don't shoot it in the ass. You took that one down at least.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Good to go.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? Okay, no, I did hit another one. I don't reckon it did much, but I'm pretty sure I hit it at least.
We're getting some work done here in the flats that I live in.
Yeah.
Next week on Tuesday. Can you guess what they are doing?
Are they installing central heating, or
No, we already have that. Plus hot water.
Okay. What about air conditioning? Have you got air conditioning?
No, we have windows that open.
Right. That'll do, I suppose.
Would you like me to give you a clue, or would you like me to just tell you?
I think you should tell me.
Okay, I'm trying to make it interactive for you, but
Yeah.
they are going to be replacing the system that opens the main door.
Right.
At present, we have a code that we put in.
Uh-huh.
We're going to be getting an intercom.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, so
That's not how I imagined your accommodation. I thought it was like a. You know how motels look? I thought it was sort of like that, where all the rooms are on the outside and you can just walk into whichever one you want.
It's like a block of flats. Like a proper block of flats.
Oh, right. Huh.
And there's like a main door. Well, there's two main doors. There's two doors to get into our building. One goes out the back, one goes out the front. And then you got to go up the stairs to get to mine. Mine is the furthest from the front door. But yeah, we were getting an intercom. So I look forward to someone randomly buzzing it whilst drunk one day.
Oh,
Or night.
probably. Bloody kids. Bloody kids playing bloody jokes.
It'll be nice to, not have to necessarily go downstairs. I'll be able to buzz someone up.
Yeah.
I'll buzz you in.
Yeah.
And that got me thinking, actually. You.
What?
You ask me when you get your new place.
Yeah.
Wherever that may be. If I'm going to come and visit you.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a dead one down there.
No, it's not.
Is that not dead on the floor?
No. Well, I should think it's one of them meat zones.
Oh, it looks dead.
It does, doesn't it? I don't think it is. That's that one
We'll
I
find
shot
out soon,
earlier
yes.
bled out, but I doubt it somehow.
God only knows. You keep asking if I'm going to come and visit you when you get your new place.
Yeah.
There's nothing stopping me from visiting you at your current place.
Well,
But I get the feeling you wouldn't want me to.
Well, it's just easier if we have. Look at that.
Well done. Surprise.
That was the one that was running away, and I guess I hit it.
You must have done. Either that or it killed over and died.
Of
It went in for a routine prostate exam.
natural causes or something. Right, I better take my shot now because they're on the bloody move, aren't they?
Of course, you're more than welcome to visit me.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Oh, that should go down. Make sure you pick this one up.
I know.
Make sure you reload.
Okay, so yeah, it was running away from me and I hit it and I got a good shot.
No, no, it was running towards you.
Ah!
I just got shot in the brain.
Oh.
Got immortal deer. Or wherever they are. Oh my god. He's gonna kill you, Ben. You hit it in the brain. How is it a non-vital organ?
Yeah, I just missed. That probably wasn't the right blood splatter to check, but... Oh yeah, that thing's fucked. You know, what the fuck is going... What is in that water? What is in that lake that they're drinking?
That one was glowing green a second ago.
Oh yeah, I only got in the... I missed. I got in the heart there, look. Narrowly, but I got it. No, there was one I shot over there, wasn't there? I don't know whether it doubled back round and it was one of the ones I just picked up. But...
Nah.
Let's check, shall we? Can I ford this? I cannot. That looks fordable. Come on, it's only... No, okay. Yeah, see. Okay. Now will it? Okay, well it's like over there. You see what I mean about this game glitching from time to time with the animals?
Well, you mean that animal?
Well, they were not supposed to just stand there, believe it or not. You know, and I'm pretty sure some of those ones over by the rock, you know, they went a bit funny, didn't they?
Hmm.
Well, this is the only Central American map. In
South America.
Yeah, well, Central. I mean, is it Central America? It's Patagonia, so it's right at the bottom. But
well, South America, then.
Yeah, but isn't Mexico South America?
No, Mexico's Mexico's North America.
Is it?
Yeah. It's just before you hit the Central American thing. But Patagonia is like Chile and stuff.
Yeah, fair dues. Right. That looks very fucking promising, doesn't it? Get rid of that. It's entirely possible that it did just run over there. I'm hoping it didn't.
It'd be a very weird thing for it to do. You know, run towards the bullets.
See, maybe I should get a bloodhound. I'd be able to. There we go. What's up here? Look.
Let me guess. You may be able to get, but you're not a badger baiter.
What?
It's a Peep Show.
I know. I'm just wondering what it's in relation to.
I don't know.
For the record, Jeremy, I may be a homophobe, but I'm no badger painter.
It says.
He's Ramadan. It's Ramadan every night, but he's no Muslim.
Would you try the Diana Memorial Jam?
I'd have the Blair resignation jam.
Would you really? Why is that?
Is that? That's not a log, is it? That looks like a dead thing.
It did look like it had a head.
Oh. Yeah, it's glowing a bit. You're not Bond, Jeremy. You should probably have a ration card. You should probably have a ration book. I am Bond.
Right in the ass again.
No, it's not. It's through the pelvis.
It is, but it's from the back this time.
Alright, that one's a little harder to...
What is it with you and the ass?
I don't know.
God, Freud would have a field day with you when you were hunting.
It just happens.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, so why would you have a Blair resignation jam?
Because he was a war criminal, and he...
Well, I think the best reason to have the Blair resignation jam is the fact that it's a much more recent jam. Considering he resigned in what, 2008, 2009?
2007.
Was it really 2007?
Yeah, he did 10 years, and then Gordon Brown was like, I want to go. You promised I could have a go at being Prime Minister, Tony.
Push me on the swings.
Yeah.
Jeremy? Tony? But anyway, it's a much more recent jam, considering, okay, so he resigned in 2007. This means that it was sometime after 2007, or even after 2007.
She probably made it like as soon as she heard, she was like, "Oh, I'll have to make a jam for this to commemorate this."
Yeah.
Okay,
So the jam is from however many years from 2007 it had been made. At that point, didn't Diana die in like 96?
Diana died in 97.
97. Okay, so we're talking that's 10-year-old jam. Do you really want to eat 10-year-old jam?
I mean, it was getting on a bit when she was spooning it into Jeremy's mouth, wasn't it?
Well, exactly. That's the point. It's getting on a bit at that point. I would absolutely not be going anywhere near that jam.
Well,
and even less so if she's trying to fucking force me, feed me it from my fingers. That is not a good food for that sort of thing.
Fuck! I paused that. Oh, there's loads of them. Look. Well, I know nothing about jam, so I don't know whether it's a preserve, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I would imagine it might well hang about a fair bit.
It's the principle of it. And like I say, you don't want a sticky food stuff being something that you mess about with like that. Even chocolate's not a good idea. So remember that, kids at home.
God, I am very nearly dead. You
are.
weren't lying. Did you notice that when that deer was running into me frantically?
Yes, I did. I made a point of looking. And then telling you.
I was too busy trying to shoot the thing.
Yeah, well,
I no-scoped it.
You should have been trying to get out of the way.
First
I
time.
mean, does it really count as no scope if you've got a big circle in the middle of your screen?
Yeah.
I don't think it does.
Well, I didn't use a scope.
I still don't really think it counts. You have an aiming thing. Like, if you used iron sights, would you consider that to be a no scope?
Yeah.
Okay, but like it's not in the spirit of the the point, is it?
Well, them little piggies.
I'd love to see you try that in that war game.
Well,
Oh, is there something on the left?
hmm?
I think I saw something flash up on the left as though you'd killed it. No, not that far to the left. To the right now. Okay, up. Left a bit. Left a little bit more. That direction. I thought I saw something. Like an outline of an animal.
Maybe.
It might have just been one of the grass
Hey,
patches. Yeah, it was a grass patch.
no,
Oh,
it was
maybe.
over there. God, I really fucked that up. Maybe, or maybe this is.
No, that's something else.
It's
Oh,
time.
that's one of those that you shot when it was
That
when you.
happens. It's because I've ended up following the herd, and I guess it was wounded and just ended up dropping dead. That's the one I hit.
No organs hit from that shot.
It's not gonna be great, is it?
No, you did shoot it right up the ass, so you know, there's always that.
Mm.
I suppose that's probably why they're not as quite as fatal as you'd think, is because there's already a hole there.
Mm.
Although, from a preserving the animal sense of situation, that's actually quite a good place to shoot because there's already a hole there.
There's a lot of sort of vital organs near it, and if you hit, it spoils the meat rather if you burst the intestine and it sort of all the stuff comes out, and that's toxic. So it's probably not going to make good meat.
You're not eating it anyway, are you? You're taxidermizing it.
I don't know what I'm doing. It would make to make money. Maybe it's like a a bounty hunting thing. You know, people have put hits out on animals. I get a bit of money for every animal I kill.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I would like to play.
The banjo.
A proper bounty hunter assassin sort of game.
Yeah.
Like, okay, take Shadows of Doubt, right? But you're not trying to find out. You're not trying to arrest or solve a crime or whatever. You're
Mm.
trying to kill the person,
Mm.
and you've got this city with all these people in it, and you've got to try and find them. That I would like to play. And of course, if you fuck it up, or if you're asking too many questions, people might tell them,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "Oh no, I need to get out of town."
Yeah.
And when you get to their apartment, and there's a note saying, "Ha ha, too slow, assassin."
Yeah. I mean, I essentially agree with that. I think that would be interesting.
People say I don't have any good ideas.
Who says that?
I don't know. People probably at some point.
Mm.
They say I can fix their Excel spreadsheet problems, and they're right.
Mm.
I swear everyone comes to me with any of their spreadsheet problems at work.
Mm.
Any of them. It doesn't matter what the problem is. I'm the guy they go to. I walked into the office on Monday, right?
Yeah.
Literally, first thing I heard was, "Oh, Jordan's here. He can fix it now." I hadn't even swiped in to say I was there because I was still in the process of doing that. I hadn't had a coffee. I hadn't had any of his crap. And they're like, "Oh, Jordan can fix it." Turns out Jordan couldn't fix it. Do you know what the issue was?
Computer wasn't on.
The servers were down. The servers were down, and IT was dealing with it.
I've just stumbled.
It's
I don't know. Just.
well beyond my pay grade. I couldn't do anything for like an hour.
Mm.
So that was a nice, easy start to the day. Plenty of time to have me coffee, book another day's holiday, all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
I booked the day after the Australian Grand Prix.
Okay.
because it starts at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's also my son's birthday.
Oh yeah. How is old
So
Herbert?
Herbert is still hoovering.
Good.
Yeah. No, he starts at 4. He's going to want to do stuff during the day, which is perfectly reasonable.
Yes, it is his
You know, I don't know.
13th.
Oh, it might as well be the way he acts.
Oh.
I haven't got a clue what to get him or do for it, but we'll sort
Oh,
that
I
out.
don't know. Car.
Bit early. And yeah, so and then obviously I'll have the video stuff to sort out
Mm.
around about then. I kind of want to wait until after I've seen the race, so that I can talk about the race, because that's kind of part of the point.
Yeah.
Then if I'm working on a Monday, I'm going to be a bit knackered and busy,
Yeah.
so I'll put the day off. Because if I'm getting up at 4 to watch the race, which I will want to do, you know,
I keep. What are you doing for your birthday this year?
I don't know. I asked my partner to plan something. I made a point of saying I'll pay for it, just plan
Mhm.
something. So
Well, I feel I ought to because it is a milestone birthday we're both approaching. I don't
well,
have
you
many
see,
friends, but I figured I could visit my two friends.
I have a small advantage over you for planning something on my birthday.
You have one extra day.
Mine is a Friday.
Fair enough.
Although neither of us will be working the day after. Although, to be fair, I'm not working on mine at all. I booked the day off. And I doubt you will be because it is one of those scheduled holidays. Here, at least.
Is it?
Yeah, that week. Here, it is a scheduled week off that the youth have.
Well, I don't have that off.
Do you not?
No.
Oh, well, that sucks to be you then.
Well, it's fine. I'll book it off. I'm sure as shit not going into work on that birthday.
As a woman at work who turned 30 this week. Today, actually.
Poor
I think it's
cow.
today, it's her birthday. And she turned 40. And yeah, bless her. She, I get the impression she wasn't really looking forward to
Well,
it.
no, it's milestones like that remind you of your mortality. I mean, youth is well, our youth is over essentially, isn't
Yeah,
it?
well, I was saying that I don't necessarily mind the number. It's more the fact that I think that's when people are going to expect me to actually be mature now.
Yeah.
I could sort of get away with it at 29.
Well, two people I know, well, had met. Sort of, I knew people they knew. Like, I knew them through a mutual friend, each of them
Yeah, yeah,
individually, and they
makes
both
sense. I get it.
died. Um, Last year, in fact, and neither one of them got to turn 30. So it made me view things with a different perspective. But as much as I take that on board, it is still a daunting milestone. Like my youth is over, and I'm in the next big phase of my life. I'm an adult. I'm not a young adult. I am an adult. Um, and then it's middle age, and then it's old age, and then it's death, and it does remind you of your immortality. These sort of aging milestones, don't you think?
I mean, I'm constantly aware of my mortality anyway, so I'm not
Mm.
really. I don't think I noticed that much of a difference.
Your ageless 20s, I've heard them called, where it doesn't really matter if you're 21 or 28. You still sort of feel you're in your 20s and sort of vaguely youth, and
I've not felt young for quite some time,
that's because you had a kid and you've been through a lot.
and I'm like, I click when I stand and when I walk, and like
Oh, my knees. It's my knees that are gonna be the problem. What's your thing?
whilst I was like, it's my back. It's
Yeah,
absolutely going to be my back. But sleeping on a bed that was literally broken for as long as I did
yeah. It's a wonder
in
you
my
can
teenage
walk.
years did not help. It is probably a miracle I can walk in some cases. Yes,
Jesus,
absolutely. I should probably go and see someone about it, but I'm a bloke and we don't do that.
you should.
Okay, I
You are
should,
good. You
but
are gonna regret it. I mean, my
I probably
coccyx is playing up.
you're what so?
My coccyx.
Oh, sorry. You'd cut out a little bit, and I heard the first half of that word, and I didn't hear the second half, and I thought you was going to say something that you would have got moaning at me for saying.
Uh huh.
No, my back is not great, but my knees aren't great either. To be fair, but they wouldn't be lugging all this fat around, would they?
No.
I there was a point yesterday whilst I was on the cycler, I needed to stop just for a moment so I could sort my knee out, make it like
Work.
it didn't feel quite right, so I just
Oh
sort of
God.
shook it out and put it back, and it was all good again.
Oh.
You got to do what you got to do, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh. So there's an NHS to replace our things.
Well, hopefully we'll both be rich enough at some point soon that we can just buy someone to.
Some Vietnamese boy. Could have your knees, please.
Say cheese. I was watching something yesterday, I think it was, and it was a bloke who says that if you quit smoking at the age of 35, by the time you get old enough for it to matter, your lungs are basically back to the state that they would be in if you hadn't smoked.
Right.
But that's the kind of science that they don't want people to know because there's two ways you could take that.
Hang on. Say that. What is the age when it would matter?
Well, like the same, the sort of age where lung damage is quite a considerably serious thing. So, like, we're talking like 70s, 80s.
So
Like,
if you stop
your
smoking when you're
lungs recover.
okay, so if you stop smoking when you're 35, when you're 70, your lungs will be
Fine.
okay.
At least not as a result of smoking. They'll be fine. The smoking won't have caused
Mm,
lasting damage to that point.
mm.
Was what he was saying. And I don't know how true that is because I'm not a scientist, right? But he was talking about how it's one of those dilemmas because what it would do is it would make it clear to people that if you want to smoke, fine, but this is the point when you need to stop if you're going to if you're gonna recover from it, if you're gonna be okay from it,
Mm.
because then you've got the people who are going to just go ahead and they'll take up smoking, and they'll continue and they'll quit then. And you'll get people who were never going to smoke, but it's fine because as long as they quit at 35, it's not going to matter.
Well, I mean, I stopped smoking cigarettes. I know I vape, and I do miss cigarettes every now and then. I think
I have the odd cigarette every now and
when I
again, but it's not.
when I was in the Maldives, and after dinner I'd wander down to the bar by the beach, and I'd have a cocktail and a cigarette. And I'd listen as the waves lapped against the shore.
I do converse with a lady of a certain age.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't talk to anybody. I'd sit there looking enigmatic. I had my African Rambo, and had my cigarette with the Maldivian cigarette warnings go really hard. But
More than ours.
yeah, the guy cut open an autopsy table with his lungs exposed.
Uh-huh.
I was a pretty bog standard.
Ours aren't particularly nice.
No, I think
There's no brand loyalty now, is there? It's all, can I have the gangrenous foot, please?
my only regrets about the Maldivian holiday was that I didn't go all inclusive. That was a mistake. I drank a lot more than I thought I would. I should have brought more books. Should have brought more cigarettes, and I forgot my face mask and had to get a shitty replacement, which wasn't the same. But, yeah.
Should have cracked out the Tinder as well, mate.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
See what happens.
Right. Well, I did actually. Come to think of it, I was curious.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots
Are
of
you sure that wasn't Grinder? If you were curious.
no,
Okay.
lots of Indian ladies, I think.
Yeah, fair
Chinese,
enough.
but
Sorry,
no,
go on.
that wasn't what I was there for.
No, of course. You know, I've never. It probably isn't a surprise to you, but I've never just hooked up with someone, despite my, I suspect you believe, loose sexual morals.
Well, I mean, only comparatively speaking. You know,
Yeah,
I have
I'm quite
been
a.
single for some time. You know, if you're doing it doggy style, you might as well actually be doing it with the fucking dog
Well,
compared to what I'm doing.
I wish I could get doggy style.
I thought you were going to say something different.
These knees can't handle that, Ben.
Mm.
I can't kneel down that low.
Uh,
That's not how you thought that joke would go.
Hello, what have we here?
Well, I would say it's a water buffalo.
Yeah, probably is. I mean, they're chunky things, water buffalo.
Oh, God. I've never had a hookup.
No, I haven't. I mentioned this at university just to one of my housemates who moved in after the other one moved out,
Hmm.
and she. Oh,
Conscious you don't want to get run over.
she reacted to that with a degree of incredulity. To be honest.
Well, that suggests one of two things: either surprised that a man of your appearance wouldn't have had one.
I think it was just. I mean, she was like conventionally attractive and fairly outgoing. So my assumption would be she just assumed that was something everybody did.
That'd be nice.
I don't think this is
It's
how
not like it
hunters
is it?
actually do it.
You've done something to it because now it's sort of listing to the right. Aim in the head, goddammit. Run!
Please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
No scope it.
Oh, you did it.
What the fuck? Liver.
Oh wait, no, hang on. Remind me, how do I... You know, I completely forgot how I do the X-ray view.
I don't know.
That's not it. Hang on.
I just thought it was automatic. Oh, sorry, go back. There you go.
I hit the spine, I hit the lung, the flesh wound. Yeah.
Wow.
That's hunting a water buffalo for you.
For a little while, it was hunting you.
Yes, that was rather fun. How long have we been going?
I was thinking it was probably getting close to time.
Okay. I'll,
But it's hard to be too sure because I didn't track it and I can't see the
well, there's a thing
thing.
right. Let's head to this thing, and I reckon there'll be a safe house nearby. So we'll just plonk ourselves there and call it quits.
Mm.
Next time, I think we're in Spain.
Oh yeah.
It's not,
Do you
not
think we'll experience the rain?
well. It'll be Spain, and then good news for you. We're going to Germany.
Ah, Deutschland.
Yeah.
Sehr gut.
So yeah, and then at some point it'll be Africa. There are 14 places in total. I think this is video 8. We're
Right.
past the halfway point, but we'll keep going.
Yeah, I think we're over halfway point for ship breaker now,
Mm.
but we'll have to see. I installed Walking Dead earlier,
Yeah.
ready for after,
The future, yeah. Well,
and I had a look to see if how much the follow-ups to the first season. Because I've only actually got the first season. I had a look to see how much they're going to cost. and wish listed them because if they're cheap, I might do the rest of them. But the trouble is, they're like 45 minutes per like episode, as it were.
Mm.
So we'll probably only really do a one episode at a time to allow us to properly do
Can't
it.
imagine this isn't a house. That is not a house.
Looks like a boffy. You should scope in on it.
Yeah, it's one. It's a hide. Fuck's sake. There's a house. Well, I suppose you burned through all your topics, have you?
Yeah.
I know. Well, let me check I haven't got any more. No, I ain't. That's a tree. I'm looking forward to having a lie-in tomorrow.
I'm looking forward to have a lion on Saturday.
Oh, a black buck. I've never even seen a black buck before.
And you never will.
Well, not on camera, at least.
Ha ha ha.
Can always just, well, I mean, I'll still keep playing this. I like to play a little bit of the newer areas just so I can get through all the tutorial missions, and they always ask you to flag a lookout tower and a safe house. So once I've done that, it'll be easy enough. Come on.
Dead Ben.
Hmm?
He's dead Ben.
Yeah, he's dead. How do you know that? Did you see it?
Oh, it was
Just
a good guess.
good guess. It's you, that is.
What's me?
It's you. You've rubbed off on me with you and your ways.
What ways?
Yeah,
What did I do this time?
listen.
I'm innocent of this charge. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent Chinese meal?
That is one of my favourite videos. Well, maybe not
Yes.
one of my favourite videos, but I'm very fond of it.
This is ridiculous, isn't it? Get your hands off my penis, sir.
It's beautiful delivery.
It's just.
I see you know your judo well.
I didn't watch the whole video because it didn't interest me that much, but someone had done a version of that as if it was in Les Mis.
What's that to a song?
Yeah.
Solar powers.
Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you, in such a climate?
Well, let me just check, have a look and see what we got. See what we got. What I got. I did get a black book. 1, 2. When did that run from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So not bad.
9? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I was looking at.
From
I was looking at seconds,
the
but
last
no,
of those third mule deer, the blonde mule deer upwards.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
yeah, that was a better haul than I thought we'd get. So yes, thank you very much for joining us. If you did,
Which you probably didn't, but thank you anyway.
Yes. And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.